Hi, everybody. So, wee bit of alchemy. I'm Rick Barrett. Welcome. Today, we're going to incorporate a lot of the stuff we've been covering the last few weeks and add another element of central equilibrium to the mix and explore that, tie all these things together. We started this thread with the idea of what does it take to be able to let go of tension in your hip area and be able to relax and get very sung qua. You're allowing your hip joint, your hip area to release muscular tension and find that path of least resistance in your body, where the most efficient way to allow yourself to feel the support that comes with your body. And so the directive there is to basically, what can I let go of? What can I dispose of and still be functioning at a high level? And perhaps even a higher level once I get rid of the distractions that come with old patterns that have accumulated over the decades, which seem perfectly natural at the time or even recently until you start to examine them in the light of Sung and you say, okay, is that necessary? So the more you are Sung, the more you're able to release that tension and find the intrinsic support of your structure, particularly your connective tissue system. The more you can do that, the more Qi is available to you. The more you're able to direct that Qi in the form of Jin. The more you're able to also utilize the connective tissue system as a tensegrity system, where everything is this interwoven net of self-supporting fibers that connect everything together in both um, a structural way and also in an energetic way, and I guess even in a information way. So part of the uh, the essence of connective tissue system is that it carries information incredibly fast through the body and much faster than your nervous system can handle that. So everything is almost instantaneous whenever when you get that all together. So whenever you get that the one chi, whenever the chi is uniform, what I call energetic coherence, and whenever the connective tissue system is aligned, we're depending on that more than the muscles and to get the job done. Then we get into what's called Zhongtijin in Taijiquan. That's this one chi, one body kind of feeling that is the foundation of all our movements. And so it's a long process of discarding extraneous stuff. And there's no rush in it. It's just something that you do. And the more you do it, the easier it is to do it. So the more you can bring your awareness to the unnecessary muscular tension that you're holding and find out how to do it a little better, the more you can do that, the easier it's going to be the next time to do it. Say, oh yeah, okay, you learn how to unravel solve these little puzzles in your body, and then it becomes a thing where you are pretty you become more and more confident that that's something you can do, and with that comes more chi flow, more Jin, and so today we're going to go back to central equilibrium. We've been playing around with that in terms of the center line and getting it, with I call them the X and the Y axis, with the X axis being across the body, finding your center this way, getting lining up that, but also front to back, which would be the Y axis. And so a lot of people lean way back in their body, and so there's this constant tension, which particularly manifests in the butt, in the glute muscles. They get tense, and because you're afraid of falling backward, so there's this constant thing that you're triggered into tightening your ass muscles, and that causes you to, you know, to not be able to release your hip joints, because whenever those muscles get really tight, then it's hard to let go. The other thing, and the thing we're going to be talking about today, is something we've discussed before, and that is the pelvic bowl. Getting that so that it's more or less level. So the tendency is for a lot of people, particularly, people who stand, back in their heels like that, there's a tendency to rock the pelvic bowl forward like that. And what we want to do is release the lower back and allow your sacrum to drop, and that levels out the pelvic bowl. So we're gonna do a little bit with that, uh, and then coordinating that with the crown of the head. So just getting that feeling. So I've talked about this endlessly, but it's something to integrate with, doing a Taiji form, which we'll do today. Just like doing it very slowly, so that we're focusing more on these individual parts as we're going along, and by bringing that much awareness to them, we create uh, links in our superconscious state that enable us to access this information, whenever we're in uh, situations that demand it. And what was I going to say? Oh yes, the important thing to remember about all this is we do it in our training so that we don't have to think about it whenever we need it. We do it like any kind of training. You focus on it, you consciously, deliberately, intentionally do something, and you do it enough so that you create this pattern, that a recognizable pattern in your awareness. And instead of muscle memory, which is the way most people think about this, we're actually thinking about it in terms of creating energy patterns that are recognizable in a superconscious state, because we were trying to establish that superconscious state as our foundation, and then from that we're able to remember these things instantly. We don't have to go over and build it from scratch each time. It's like, once we have so much familiarity with Sung Kwa, what's so much familiarity with central equilibrium, things like that, then we are able to then play with it more as artists, martial artists, than than just trying to do some sort of calisthenic with it. So let's stand up and we'll do some stuff here. Okay, before we get our three pillars, let's just do a simple thing. Once you find a vertical surface, I'm going to use this door here, and put your heels against it, and your feel your heels, your butt, and your shoulder blades against a wall, a door, whatever, door jamb, and unlock your knees, and you want to feel that vertical line there. You want to feel we're kind of getting a plumb line to establish our verticality. And with that, you can also feel how much space there is between your lumbar area, your lower back here, and the wall behind you. And without forcing anything, just kind of relax your lower back and allow your sacrum to drop. So what's happening here is you're kind of flattening out your lumbar a little bit, and what's happening is your pelvis will go like this. The pelvic bowl will level out as you do that. So stepping away from the wall, we want to arch the back so there is more lordosis there, more of that, and then drop the pelvis so that flattens out a bit, and then arch it, and then straighten, flatten it out, then arch it. So basically, we're creating some flexibility in our lumbar area so that we're able to create a more relaxed lower back. It's not stuck in a fixed position. Muscles which have kind of solidified over the years, you're able to then start to let them go, and you're not trying to force anything. It's more of a relaxing than kind of grinding it into position. So getting that, so you're dropping the sacrum and then coordinating that with reaching with the crown of the head. So you're then able to sink down and feel that there's a continuous connection from your feet up to the crown of your head whenever you do that. So now let's go back to the center here and establish our 3 pillars. We're going to feel the central equilibrium. Start with your weight in your heels and relax your lower back, drop your sacrum. And breathe and just kind of allow yourself to sink down. Now reach with the crown of your head while at the same time sinking down and kind of settling out. So we're letting go. So you can reach around and feel your butt, and you want to, ideally, it's really, there's very little, if any, muscular tension there. So you just kind of want it more to be in the structure of your body, and even your legs are not going to feel that tight, particularly if you're not trying to get down too low. If you're just knees are just unlocked, and so you're feeling it more into the actual structure of the body. So now sink into the balls of the feet and feel that. And so you want to feel the 3 nails. You've got the second nail there at the ball of the foot, and connect that up to the crown. Tuck in your chin a little bit and open the jade pillow gate. And reach a little with your elbows and open your shoulder joints. Relax your arms. Feel the arms are very sung. It's like they're wet towels just sort of hanging there. Not collapsed against your body. You're reaching out with the elbows, but the muscles themselves are very soft. And spiral down to the left and then to the right. Just give your hip joints a chance to really feel that fluid movement, and try it with the arch your back. So your back is like that so you're going to get the pelvis going to be tilted, and try turning that way, and notice how everything just kind of grabs. But if you drop your sacrum, reach with the crown, and then you do the same thing, that tension there goes away, because structurally the angle of the hips is, you're just moving nice and easy instead of like this. It's much more fluid this way. Point your index fingers, feel that energetic coherence. So we're tying the whole system together. One unified system. And press down with the big toe. Just feel that yang connection there. Notice that you've moved into a superconscious state, if you weren't there already. Now go to your heels and relax there and feel the yin of that posture. Go to the balls of your feet. Feel the yang of that. And press down with the toe a little bit and feel even more yang there. And back to the heels. Now relax that lower back, and we're going to wag our tail. Remember we had our dragon tail? We're going to use that, and the idea is you're going to initiate from your tail. So imagine you have a very nice, very prominent, very substantial tail that's reaching out behind you, and you're reaching with the tail as you turn. And what we're doing here is we're activating the flow. We're enhancing the flow in the Renma and the Duma, the governing channel and the conception channel. These are the two major channels in the body that act as like a reservoir of your qi. But feeling that initiating with your tail then allows your qua, they take a yin function. In other words, it's going with the initiation by the yang of the tail. And then go back to center and just feel that tail without moving. You reach without moving, and feel the effect that has in circulating the qi in your body. Now remember, we're feeling those three nails now, because what that does is it provides us with a substantial foundation along the midline. That's where the center is, and so we want to enhance that and really support that. The weight is spread throughout the foot, but we're using the three nails in each foot to be our pivot point. And that allows us to let go of extraneous tension in the upper body. We just let the arms hang as we feel into that posture. Now a couple of weeks ago, we talked about the spleen meridian. Starts in the big toe and goes up the inside of your foot. And we just take it up to on the inside of the knee. And the same thing with the kidney meridian at the starting the bubbling well, taking up just below the knee. And in the fingers, we're going to feel the lung meridian on the thumb and take that up to the elbow. This is only parts of the form. This kind of gives us a foundation of 5 elements in these things. So you're connecting up the big toe line there and the meridians that are moving on the insides of your legs, and also on the inside of along the thumb line of your arms. And so feeling those 3 meridians together, while we're feeling the substantial support from the 3 nails, and then we're also connecting up the the elements of the central equilibrium. So there's a straight line running from your coccyx to the crown of your head. And this allows the energy to rise and feed into your brain, into the spiritual valley in your brain. So let's take this and fit it into the Yang Cheng Fu's 13 original postures. We'll do it nice and slow, and I'm going to call your attention to things as we go along. I'm not going to talk about everything, but I'm going to just call attention to certain feelings along the way, certain points of focus along the way, just so you can, just as a way of like a guided meditation, and you can actually feel into some of the things that are possible to do while doing your Tai Chi form. It's not to be meant to be memorized. It's just these are possibilities. So I'm going to turn my back to you, and let's do the Yang Cheng Fu's 13 original postures. So to find your three pillars in this stance here, we're in the Wu Ji part of the form. That is, this is before the beginning. We're establishing the potentiality of the, for the form, but we haven't actually started it yet. So now feel the heel of your right foot bow down to the left. Feel the ball and the toes. You turn to the right. Bow down to the right. Your leg and step. Now feel the heel of your left foot. Feel the ball and then the toe. And use that to activate and turn. Relax your lower back. Drop your sacrum. Reach with the crown of your head. Feel the connection between those points. Empty out. Every step of the way, empty out. Find something to get rid of. And then feel the heel of both feet, the balls of both feet. And wrists come up. Reach with the fingers. Press down with the big toes. Think of your heels and come down. Go to the balls of your feet and then the big toes. Press down the big toes and reach down. This is something, a little something it finishes this movement off with a yang expression. Feel the connection throughout your whole body as you do this. Feel the tensegrity of the system. Feel your Zhang Tijin. Let's sink in the heel of the left foot, spiral down to the right, turn, ball the left foot, toe the left foot, reach, feel, extend, right heel, spiral left, right ball, turn right, big toe, and reach. And pause there a moment and just feel that connection. Your arms should be very soft, very empty, but reaching. So what's animating here is your Jin. You're pointing, you're reaching, you're extending, but your muscles are in service to the Jin. You're not forcing anything. And then left heel, turn, ball, toe, and point and reach. And right heel, right ball, turn, point and reach. Feel the toe. And feel that energetic connection. Feel the connection between your big toes and your fingers, particularly your index fingers. step, left heel, spiral right, and then left ball, left big toe, reach, open, step in. Take a moment, just relax your lower back. Feel that connection. Reach with the crown of your head. And spiral right heel, spiral down, right ball, and reach, right big toe. So feel that opening, that yang expansion. Right heel, step, left heel, left ball, left big toe, single whip. Left heel, step in, right heel, sink, right ball, and then right big toe. Reach, feel the energy in your arm as you extend outward. You're expressing that yang qi through your left arm. Your right hand is the yin pole there. It's also the insubstantial pole. It's providing the the negative pole for the circuit. Right heel, step, left heel, left ball, left big toe, and reach with the fingers. Reach with the crown of your head. Relax your lower back. Then feel your left heel, left ball, left big toe. Step in. White crane spreads wings. Feel that expansion. Big earthy energy. Big wide open. And then left heel, left ball, left big toe. Right heel, right ball, right big toe. Left heel, left ball, left big toe. Connect that up to your fingers. Feel that connection. Relax your lower back. Open your back. Reach with your elbows and feel your space spreading out, opening up between your scapula. Left heel, reach. Right heel, turn. Step back. Right heel, right ball, and right big toe. Feel that connection. Reach with the crown of your head. Feel the connection between the poles in opposition between your right foot and the top of your head. Right heel, step back, reach forward. Left heel, left ball, left big toe, and strike with fingers. Pressing down with the right hand. Relax your back, your lower back, but also open between your scapula. Feel that extension. Pivot on your right heel. Right heel, right ball, right big toe. Then sink into both heels. Reaching up with the left hand, down with the right. Very relaxed. The reaching is happening without any tension. You're using your muscles, but you're not depending on them. Left heel, left ball, left big toe, reach, fist comes up and step out. Right heel, right ball, reach down with your elbow. Strike with back fist. Open your back. left heel, right ball, right big toe, punch. Feel that connection. Pivot on your left heel, left hand over left ball, step in, left toe. Reach up, step out, right heel, right ball, right big toe, strike with back fist. Left heel, pivot on your right heel. Pause a moment. So what we've done, we're pulling back the bowstring here. Feel those poles in opposition between your two hands. Your body is very relaxed. The muscles are very relaxed. That bowstring is an energetic bowstring. There is connective tissue that you've tuned your connective tissue to create the exact right energy that you're looking for here. But this creates a state of potentiality, which then you sink into the right heel, right ball, right big toe, step and punch. Right heel, right ball, left heel, left ball, left big toe, step. Right heel, right ball, right big toe. So pause a moment here. This is again, we're pulling back, we're creating a potentiality here. We're pulling back the bowstring, reaching with the crown of the head, reaching with the elbows, feeling the energetic connection with the feet, with the fingers, tucking the chin, relax. Do all that and let it all go. So now you're going to turn and left, right ball, right big toe, ward off right. Right ball, left ball. Left heel, left ball, left big toe. Feel that extension. Again, opening the back, reaching with the elbows, reaching with the wrists, reaching with the fingers. Right heel, right, set your knee, right ball, and press, right big toe. Reach with your elbows. This is a big earthy move. Open your back, feel that roundedness of your arms. Feel everything just kind of erupting inside, pressing outward. And then right, left heel. Think. Just pause a moment. There's another one of those states of potentiality. And just feel into that. We're kind of freeze framing a wave in motion. Of going like this. This is a big wave, but we're pausing right here and just feeling that potentiality of that wave building up inside. But now we're going to go into the right heel, right ball, and then big toe. Press and push. Feel that wave expressing itself through your fingers. Relax your lower back. Open your scapula. Do your left heel. Set that and turn, pivot on the right heel. Open and move heels, balls, and big toes. Big, expansive, earthy. Reach with the elbows up in your back. Reach with your fingers, your wrists. Reach to the crown of your head. Very young, very expansive. And let that go. And open. Heels. Sink. Reach down with your elbows, your wrists. And pause a moment. Just feel into your body. Feel the energy circulate. We've gone from the yang of that expansive posture into the watery yin. Everything is just kind of dissolving. Feel the energy just trickling down through your feet and into the earth, letting it all go. Step in. Both heels, both balls, big toes, yang, feel that yang expansion. And now back to the heels, yin. Throw it all away. Jonathan.
So I was very interesting. I don't know if I've seen you emphasize that before. You started with that stretch of the hand with a yang. Um, do you not
Stretch
want
the
this
hand.
all to, can you hear me?
Start,
You
yeah.
you started to form with reaching down. I think you emphasized that, the right hand. You just said feel that. Is
Oh,
that
yeah,
not
yeah.
right?
At the end of the opening.
Right. Okay. So would you say though that the very beginning we go yin and then everything proceeds from, right? We wouldn't begin with yang, right? But the opening sets up a yin and which then the yang when we start to move.
So the way I see it is that at the end of the expression of each movement, at the end of it is a yang expression, except for the very end where we're
Hmm.
dissolving back into the yin. So
Hmm.
if we're starting off, with our movements like this, right? So we're going yang, 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 yin, 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 right? And then we go yang. And then from there
I
we
see.
go yin into the next movement.
Huh.
So,
Huh.
so that's the
Okay. Okay.
so it's for me it accentuates that opening. It says we have opened the energy gates. And it said we're here it is. And then what's the first thing we do after that is let it go. We go into the yin. And then we finish that up, with a yang expression, right? And then da, 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 and then like that. So each one of those is a yang expression, and the way that I see Taijiquan, that's the case in every movement, except for the very end where we're kind of just we're returning to the Wu Chi, in which case that's not we're not going to end with a yang there. We're going to end with a yin.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Scott.
But you kind of need, I mean, I think the way you've described it before is that you need the yin to feed the yang, right?
Right.
Even though the yin feels like letting go, the yin is creating the energy, right?
It's
And,
it's it's creating the potentiality. Yes.
or yeah,
Yeah. So yes. And so we kind of build that up, and then we gather, and then express. And mostly in Taiji, you'll see that um, it's 2/3 yin, 1/3 yang,
Mm.
for the most part, if that much. So it's like it's definitely imbalance in the direction of yin,
And
more gathering than expressing.
it,
Lynn.
I had this really wonderful I think it's Hype Hat on Horse, or it would be Hype Hat on Horse if it was Swamp Thing. Uh, after we do play guitar and then whatever comes.
Uh-huh,
Anyway,
uh-huh.
I was really feeling the two energies, the poles in opposition go in
Nice.
there. And it started poking little places in my face, like little ting, 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 in a nice way. Like that doesn't sound pleasant, but it was very pleasant. And I kept that sort of, and it kept expanding throughout my face, throughout the rest of the set, just more and more energy just bubbling up into my face in ways
Fantastic.
that were really unusual and just felt so amazingly different and cool. Yeah. So
That's
yeah, cool.
terrific. Wow, I like that. Yeah.
Nice
I won't
little
need a
spa
facial now.
moment, you know. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, you had something you wanted to say.
No, no.
No, okay. Okay, cool. Scott.
so the being, I've been working on this for a long time, but something with the dropping, I was able to drop it and not have to keep adjusting it as much. It was
What,
kind
dropping
of
your tailbone?
dropping my tailbone. I
Okay,
wasn't
great.
have to do it as much, and the whole form went. I mean, it was another level. It really
Beautiful.
came together. It really came together tonight.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's great. Great to hear. Debbie, did you have something?
Just one thank you to Jonathan for his first question because that was very helpful to me. Your answer was the thing that I noticed is that as I dropped more, it felt like there was more and more expansion as we went through the form of the vertebrae spaces between
Nice.
each vertebrae. It just expanded. It was really,
Fantastic.
really cool.
That's great. It's great to have that sensitivity that you actually feel that because it is happening, but mostly it's kind of tuned out, by the noise. But whenever you can actually feel that, oh, it's like a bamboo growing or something. It's like terrific. Good. Valerie.
I really appreciate how often you talk about, the space between the shoulder blades, the scapula, because as I've said many times, that's a point for me that well, the shoulders and then the space between the shoulder blades. It's been a bit of a problem, but it's been getting better and better and better. And so the more that you mention it, I can feel into that, because it's like you're feeling all kinds of things, and then but bring your attention to that, and I notice how yes, it's much more expansive, it's much softer,
Nice.
uh, you know, uh, so I appreciate, you know, everything you say. I appreciate everything you say, but that in particular for me is a really great point.
Great, good. That's a really important point there. I forget the name of it, but it's it's a critical point in your in the energy. So opening up that area because it's right opposite the heart, and it's sort of the the negative on the heart there. It supports the heart, and so and the lungs. So there's a very very powerful spot there that you're talking about, and just opening that up is, we're regaining control because who thinks about the space between their scapula. It's like, you know, it's not something that most of us go to unless it hurts. And then you say, yeah, oh yeah, now. But so to actually bring awareness to that. And so it needs to, you know, like I say, it's a guided meditation. It's like I'm just kind of riffing along and kind of picking things out as I go along there. And, you know, the points of emphasis will shift, you know, time to time. But it's just a way of bringing it to awareness and then letting it go. And then, you know, and so that you can, you know, next time you're in that state, it's like, oh yeah, I can do this. I remember how to do this. Cool. Anybody else? Okay. Thank you all so much. It's been great. No class next week. See you in 2 weeks. We'll come up with something new. Okay. Great. Love you. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Maria.
Thanks, Maria.
Maria.
Love you.
Bye-bye,
Thank you,
guys.
dude.